Juliet, from Romeo and Juliet, is the daughter of Capulet and Lady Capulet. At 13, Juliet is beautiful and at a marriageable age. Before meeting Romeo, Juliet has thought little about love and marriage. Her parents are keen to marry her to a husband with good prospects and have the County Paris in mind for a husband, because he has expressed his interest in Juliet. However, Juliet soon stumbles upon her fate when she meets Romeo and instantly falls in love with him, despite him being from the son of her family's enemy. "My only love sprung from my only hate," she exclaims. Like many women in Shakespeare's plays, Juliet has very little freedom, but she is connected to the outside world through her closest friend, the nurse. However, Juliet is prepared to abandon the nurse entirely when she turns against Romeo. Juliet matures throughout the plot of the play, and is eventually prepared to abandon her family in order to be with Romeo. At 14 years old, her heart is won by an older man named Romeo. Despite the feuding between both Romeo and Juliet's families, she shows independence when she secretly marries him against her family's will. Although she can usually speak for herself, like when she stood up to her father, telling him what she really thought about Paris, it seems that she sometimes relies a little too much on other people. She is trustworthy, but not always completely honest. She knows how to speak the truth, but never reveals anything about her secret marriage to Romeo. Her husband describes her as a beautiful angel and compares her to the sun. He says that her eyes are as bright as two of the fairest stars in heaven, and her cheeks are even brighter. She is very brave to drink the poison that the friar gave her, because she takes the chance of being buried alive. When she sees that the man she loves killed himself for her, she shows a lot of strength and courage as she tragically takes her own life. Juliet is often described as an ingenue because she is young, innocent, and unworldly. The animal that I associate Juliet with is a cat. A house cat, to be exact. She is curious about Romeo and becomes very attached to him, just as cats do with their owners. However, she shows she is independent when she rebels against her parents' wishes. Just like cats don't need to be coddled all the time. Juliet kills herself over the death of Romeo, just as many cats become distraught and die quickly after their owners die. I don't know many cats, but I've had neighbors who've had cats, and if they pass away, soon after, the cats pass away too.
Okay, who's this greasy little muffin? Who's this greasy little muffin? I think it's India. Hello, India. What do you think? Yeah. You think so? What? Mm-hmm. Oh, India. Yeah. All right. If you say so. High five. High five. Oh, almost. Yeah. No, I know. I know. Yeah.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? Well, my character is Juliet, and I'm comparing her to a cat because she's curious about Romeo. And you know how most cats are curious and they become attached to their owners, just like Juliet did with Romeo. And, well, cats are also, like, independent in a sense. Like, you don't have to coddle them all the time. They stay to themselves. You usually find them, like, in a corner or under something. They're pretty independent. And, I feel like when Juliet rebels against her parents, that's her showing her sense of independence. Like, she went against what her parents would want her to do. She went ahead and decided that she wanted to love Romeo, regardless of what her parents thought and how they would feel. And she just went against her parents' wishes because she loved Romeo. And, yeah, that's how she, seems like a cat to me in the sense of independence. And, Juliet ends up killing herself over Romeo. And like cats, after they've been with their owners for like a really long time, and when they're old and the owners die, cats usually become distraught and they die like quickly after their owners do. I've never heard of a cat live like really much longer than their owner did. Well, then again, I don't know too many people with cats, but I've had neighbors, older neighbors, who've had cats, and when the owners die, I've heard of the cats dying like not much longer after. So, in that sense too, I feel like, you know, Juliet's character is symbolic of that of a cat. And that's why I chose for Juliet to be a cat. In my analysis of her character, she's a cat. And so in some ways that cats behave, it's like they're usually like very curious and very nosy. They're usually like always sniffing. They're always sniffing for things like scents, odors. They're just always sniffing. And like if a cat were to sniff, that's how I would picture Juliet sniffing for Romeo. Like she'd be snooping around for him, or like she just always wanted him around. That's how I would envision her as a cat. And cats, they growl like meow kind of. And I feel like if Juliet were a cat, she would have like a sense of protection over Romeo. And yeah, like if she were to like round at somebody, it would be over Romeo. And I think she would be doing that to her parents because her parents didn't want her to be with him. And so yeah, she would feel like they're trying to keep her away from her love. This person that she loves, her parents are trying to keep her away. And so she might get a little violent. She might start scratching. She might get scratchy and stuff. And so yeah, that's how I portray Juliet to be. Well, Juliet as a cat. Juliet, the cat. That's how she would behave to me. So that's my character analysis of Juliet as a cat. And thank you.